This episode of Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Perich, and you are listening to the Capes and the Lunatic Sidekicks podcast.
What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
What about our Quasar podcast?
Wendell Vaughn, the first Earthman ever appointed protector of the universe. Bonded to the energy-transforming quantum bands that are both weapons and symbols of his station, fight an ongoing battle to defend all life in the universe from cosmic evil as Quasar. Hello and welcome back to the Quantum Zone, episode 136. I am Phil. Joining me as always, Master of the Quantum Zone.
I'm Will. Hey, everyone.
And Master of the Halloween recap. It is...
I am Matt.
Oh, I'm sorry, I should have filled in for you.
Bubble boo.
Should I say Ray should have filled in for you?
Bubble boo.
Anyway, yes, we're back in the midst of Starblast to cover, well, what a quinketing, Starblast number 2.
That's right.
That's right, we'll get back to Namor, don't worry, kids. I know. You know, you were worried about Namor. We ended on a cliffhanger. You know, he was a little in over his head. You know, in the deep end.
Yeah. Beat me to that one.
So, what's going on?
Same old.
So, Matty Kona, what's going on? I see the Yael and Matt recaps are back. The annual.
Yeah. Right. We've just been watching a lot of horror movies and then talking about it while also fighting with the dog to not viciously attack us while we try to talk about the movies that we just watched.
I haven't watched the whole one yet, but that would just be funny. These two sitting there watching a horror movie and then the dog just like jumps on him and scares him.
Maybe we'll watch Cujo.
How are you holding up? It's I know October's always a very long month for you.
Yes, it's very tiring. The behind the scenes is not really fun, but we're doing it. Why? You'll have to listen to and find out, but
although,
we're doing it.
Watching the video, I must compliment you. These him and his wife live together, but meanwhile they're still social distancing. He's on one end of the couch, he's on the other end of the couch.
Yeah. I don't know. We just set the video camera up and we don't want to talk into each other's microphones or something. I don't know. But
married couple, camera.
happening.
Say no more, my friend.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to think of
Maybe we'll do the next one over Zoom, me in his room and her in the other room. And then I won't get chewed apart by the dog.
That'd be funny. In separate rooms. So yeah.
You guys read anything good last week?
Nothing for me. I know Phil probably. Actually, well, I've read the new Three Jokers, but that's about it. Which,
oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, spoilers on that. Yeah, I mean, at the end, the Joker, something going on. He kidnapped Joe Chill, so I'm like, they're not going Batman 89, are they? Joe Chill's not going to be like the original Joker, is he?
I hope not.
So do I. Let's see, Joker Warzone was that. That was just a bunch of Batman short stories. Batman 100's out. Well, it was out today, but I always wait till Wednesday, make one trip. Yeah. You're not getting me on Tuesday, DC. Sorry.
I read one of the Kickstarters I backed. The digital came in. It's called The Adept by Immortal Studios.
Oh, nice.
I think I talked about it in the newsletter, but it was good. The cover's awesome, and the art inside is awesome. It reminds me a lot of like Barry Windsor Smith during his Valiant days.
Ooh. Which
was Archer and Armstrong, Solar. Yeah, those were. The art's really nice, and the writer's a friend, so it's a good book. Good book.
But yeah, well, I know Lilith and them have been trying to get me to branch out the more the Marvel and DC. So tomorrow, I think I'm going to pick up. There's like a Snake Eyes miniseries out now, so I'm going to pick that up.
Is that the one that Rob Liefeld is doing?
Oh, is it? I'm not sure. It might be.
I don't know. He was doing some Snake Eyes thing. I feel like I remember.
Yeah, because I think 2's out tomorrow. Because I asked my guy to pull 1 and 2. You know, and yeah, I guess he said it's 5 issues or something. So.
I've heard some good things about the latest G.I. Joe series. I haven't checked any of it out, but it's got a lot of good buzz in the circles that I frequent.
Wasn't like Larry Hama still writing that? You know, he was like the one who did it at Marvel, and he's still doing that series.
Well, yeah, I mean, isn't he responsible for the very famous Silent issue? You know, back in the 80s.
Oh yeah, I think didn't he write all of those or most of those?
Maybe I'm not sure.
That's what I'm saying. He like started that in the 80s, and I think he's still writing. You know, they kind of continued it over at where's that, IDW maybe? But
IDW, yeah, I think it's IDW.
They basically just continued the Marvel run over there, I guess. I keep meaning to pick it up, and then I'm just like, man, because I'm such a completist. Because I have some of the Marvel stuff. I'm just like, man, I'd love to go back and get all the IDW stuff, but it way too much.
I'm starting to do that with Transformers a little bit. You know, the Transformers 84 just came out. I think I got it, 1 issue of it in the latest shipment. So,
well, that's another one from my childhood. I'd love to do that, but I'm just like, man, so much time has passed. There, so many books, and it's just like, and then where do you start and stuff. Oh, did you see? I guess Charlie picked up at least 1 issue of it. They were doing a crossover between Transformers and My Little Pony. I've
heard about that. There's also been like a Transformers Star Trek, and there've been lots of crossovers with Transformers. I'm like, wow, this looks kind of interesting.
I think Transformers Ghostbusters they did maybe.
Yep, that one. But Transformers My Little Pony actually sounds really interesting. Really interesting. I just don't know. I mean, My Little Pony has a certain aesthetic. Transformers has a certain aesthetic. And those aesthetics really don't have any touch points.
I think they got cocky after G.I. Joe Transformers, They're just like, let's just throw all the toy lines together. But yeah, I'm looking at new stuff that, branch out from the big 2. Although I still get Spawn. Every issue
going strong.
Oh yeah, issue 310 came out because on the top of every cover now he has like world record breaking comic, because what is it, the I think 300 or 301 was like the record, the longest ongoing book by creator own book. Yeah,
because Cerebus hit it at 300 again.
Yeah.
Dave Simon did it at 300, so I guess Spawn 301 became the title holder.
Yep. So, well, hey, 301 in every issue going forward.
Yeah, exactly. Good point.
Hey, why not? So, yeah, what else is up in the world of comics? Oh, yeah, tomorrow I said Batman 100 comes out. Amazing Spider-Man, Legacy numbering 850 comes out. Which is current run 49, so they're going to do 850 and then 50. So those are both going to be big, probably. They're going to double dip the chip. Pull up my list. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what else comes out.
Well, I'm glad that you heard the G.I. Joe issue is good, but you don't know, right? Because knowing is half the battle.
Nice.
Yeah, I was a little late on that one. I didn't want to interrupt your actual conversing to throw that out there.
I didn't want to interrupt the conversation with my tomfoolery.
It's funny that you mentioned G.I. Joe though, because when I went to my local comic store to get that 3 Jokers, and I just picked some random stuff out of the dollar bin, including a couple of old 80s G.I. Joe Special Forces one. Sometimes you find the consecutive issues in the dollar bin, and you're like, all right, I'll invest in this, see where it goes.
Oh yeah, that's like say you go for like a 4-issue miniseries, and like you dig through a dollar bin, and you find like maybe like issues 1, 2, and 3, or 1, 2, and 4, and it's just like, do I want to do this with a missing one?
Right.
Especially, or if it's longer than 4.
Going on a little scavenger hunt.
Hey kids, before we had the internet, we used to have to like go to like different comic stores.
Yeah. Or conventions.
Yes.
And spend hours on the floor going through the 10-cent boxes and 25-cent boxes and 50-cent boxes now, dollar boxes or whatever they are.
I was going to say, I don't remember no 10-cent boxes, old man. Yeah. Remember the conventions of our youth? They'd either be like in a hotel or a convention center, just be like, you know, different shopkeepers with long boxes. And...
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Get off my lawn.
Oh, yeah, because me and Lilith were always talking about, you know, said the podcast was built on long boxes. Well, long boxes and boob windows. The staples of comics. All right. I'm going to torture Lilith and Ray at the same time. Yes, Lilith loves the long box because
I know Lilith likes it long.
Oh, Ray. That came right from the feedback, so.
Bubble boo.
Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. Well, Black Widow number 2 comes out tomorrow, and Deadpool number 7 comes out also tomorrow. I mentioned that because tomorrow night I'm going to be talking to Kelly Thompson.
Cool.
About, yes, Black Widow and Deadpool. So by the time this hits the podcast, it should be out. So go check it out.
Awesome.
It'll be on this feed somewhere. Yes. All right. Should we jump into this issue?
Let's do it.
So, yes.
Now, this would be, according to our reckoning,
Part 5.
Part 5, right? Is that what we're going to call this?
I believe so. I believe so. Yes. Part 5 of what are we calling this now, Kona? Startember is changing to Startober.
Yeah, Startember, Blastober.
Oh, nice. And then come up with something for November and most of December.
Yeah.
We'll call it December overdone. I don't know.
Oh. But yeah, Starblast.
Decemberiner.
That sounds all wet to me.
Namorvember.
Oh, nice. Fantastic December.
Skeletor. No, what's it? Skeletron December.
Remember, combine Skeletor and Megatron. Skeletron.
That's right.
The mashup we didn't know we needed.
Someone was not trying. But yeah, I'd love to get a quick little recap, or I don't know if it's just a synopsis right in the corner box there.
Mm-hmm.
Catastrophe,
but no actual part number.
No.
So.
It doesn't even have this. Well, it has the logo, but that's, doesn't have that little symbol. Catastrophe in the Cosmos: a showdown between Quasar and Gladiator to prevent a galactic disaster. But yes, this is Starblast number 2 from February 1994. Ooh, a whole $1.75.
I see.
Let's see, where is it? Okay, yes, it's not till like page 3, but the credits: Mark Grunwald, writer; Herb Trimpe, penciler; Ralph Cabrera, inker; Michael Higgins, letterer; Paul Beckton, colorist; Mike Rockwitz, editor; Ralph Macchio, group editor; Tom DeFalco, editor-in-chief. So, what we got? 3 editors here? And it's still a mess. It's still a mess. I mean, I like some of Herb Trimpe's earlier work, but yeah, I don't think this series was some of his best.
I would agree with that.
Although this one, I was about to say, this one's a little better than Starblast number 1, but then I saw one of Quasar's very meaty calves, so I was like, never mind. Or no, thigh. Never mind. All right, so remember 2 weeks ago, Gladiator defeated Hyperion. So, yeah, we see him carrying the unconscious Hyperion back to his ship. Aboard a battlecruiser in the Shi'ar fleet, currently in Earth orbit, stands Gladiator, most powerful of the star-spanning Shi'ar peacekeeping force known as the Imperial Guard. Upon his return to his ship, however, he encountered and vanquished an unknown enemy, suspected to be an Earthman whose motives remain a mystery and whose power was nearly equal to his own. Upon his return to his ship, however, the mightiest of the Shi'ar discovers something even more unexpectedly vexing.
Who was
I think it was you. I was Hyperion.
Yeah.
Okay. I command you all to leave this vessel at once.
Oh, jeez. And the title was Crossing Guard. Because, we see Perun, Captain Marvel, Icarus, Lockjaw, Vanguard, Black Bolt, Binary, Darkstar, and Quasar's, I guess, sitting in the pilot seat.
Yeah, he's got his cans on.
That's right. So
they're not quantum headphones, but
yes, that's beat. So Quasar
Beats by Eon.
by Epoch.
Epoch. Yeah.
So Quasar barely looks over his shoulder. He's looking the wrong direction too, because Quasar says, "Perhaps you didn't understand me for the first time, Gladiator. We've commandeered this ship in the name of Earth. Now set Hyperion down in front of you, gently." And he's thinking, gotta act a matter of fact about all this. No telling what a fellow as strong as that Gladiator can do. But with his shipmates all bound in quantum juice, maybe he'll be cool. And he says, "Binary, Darkstar, you locate the ship we're trailing?"
I don't know. Who's speaking?
I think this is Darkstar. I don't remember who was Darkstar.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Maybe. There seems to be something going on by the Stargate near the sun.
Oh, not again.
Is it the Stargate SG-1 by the sun? Or is it the third Stargate from the sun?
It was coming.
I have done as you say. The golden platform appears beneath him. Quasar's doing? What?
Just a precautionary measure. Don't have a cow. Okay, Bart Simpson.
If you've harmed a single member of this crew, you will live to regret it.
I didn't harm anybody, but if my friend Hyperion has sustained permanent injury, you're going to be sorry. Now explain what you Shi'ar are doing in my solar system.
We were dispatched by Empress Alondra to this sector to engage the human you know as Nova in a trial by combat to determine his worthiness for the newly formed Xandarian Nova Corps. Wow, that is a tiny note.
Can you read it?
You knew this if you read Nova number 1, Mike.
Look at that hair.
That's some pretty awesome hair going on there.
That's some pretty huge hair. I mean, that's longer than Kona's. Look at that.
Having done so, we were preparing to leave the sector when we detected an alien vessel landing on the far side of your only moon. I observed them to determine who they were and what they were doing here.
So, was that like a put down? It's like, yeah, your planet only has one moon.
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
They were trying to crash the moon into the Earth. You didn't try to stop them?
I was there just to observe.
So who are they?
They appear to be part of the Black Fleet, an armada of miscreants who have been laying waste to planets for eons now.
And you high and mighty Shi'ar never tried to stop them?
They never dared to attack one of our worlds. Are you satisfied with my answers?
Almost.
I've answered enough. Now I would question you.
Whoa, he flexed and broke my quantum bonds, and I made them pretty darn strong, too. But then 90 million miles closer to the sun. Oh, boy.
Nearing Stargate 9X-954, Skeletron. Oh, wait, sorry. That's on the next page. Hang on.
You want me to do it?
It's translated from an alien language. Is this mic on?
Acknowledged. Also from an alien language.
I assume that next... Yeah.
Is that me again? Yeah.
Yeah, that's Skeletron, yeah.
Any sign of pursuit, Zardrox?
Who's the guy who looks like the Thing?
Yeah, I don't know. Not within scanning range, sir.
There will be. I know Earthers. They can't let anything go.
Shut up, Threcker. No one's interested in your opinion, least of all me.
Oh, jeez.
Oops. He's barking at him from the throne.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's Skeletron.
Bada back. Relieve Threcker of scanner surveillance.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Fabricant, do you read me? Be prepared to launch the warp mine at my mark.
Acknowledge.
Oh my lord! Look at. You see this Coda back? Look, he has 4 arms. 2 on one side are purple. The other 2 are like Caucasian on the other.
Well, if a quarterback has 4 arms that can throw passes from different angles, and you know. All right, launch.
Oh, so was that alien language Boston? Okay.
Yeah. And Tom Brady had 5 touchdowns this last week. He doesn't play for us.
Too bad I don't play for you no more.
Yeah. Well, our quarterback has COVID-19, so.
Oh, he caught something finally, huh?
Hey, he's been doing pretty good. All right, keep going. Launch! Enough football talk. Launch!
Launch for lunch. All right. Back on the Shi'ar ship. As Quasar's putting his big meaty hand in Gladiator's face. Nice try snapping my quantum bonds like that. Next time I know to use maximum strength.
Wait, his hand is not meaty. His hand is
his
tiny.
arms are. Yeah, the hands are tiny, but the arms are huge.
Yeah. Looks like one of those bendable hand keychains, that you always made to do the middle finger as a kid. All right.
Oh.
Now explain to me who these beings are you seek.
We don't know. All I know is they're aliens, they kidnapped my girlfriend and a watcher, and they're heading in that direction. Your starship here may be quite useful in our pursuit of them.
Release my crewmen and we may be able to come to terms.
No deal.
Why not, Quasar? You saw what this guy did to Hyperion. We're not willing to trust him. I'm not willing to trust him.
Excuse me, everybody. I'll be right back. Proceed with the plan. And he grabs Gladiator and, I guess, quantum jumps? Did he put a bubble around himself?
I think I'm Icarus. Icarus is
yes.
Jumping athletically while saying, he's teleporting with Gladiator.
Binary, have you figured out the navigational instruments?
Yes, Captain. Shi'ar ships haven't changed that much since the last time I flew one.
Good. Quasar seemed to think this ship could make better speed than he could while carting a lot of us. Head for the Stargate. Quasar can catch up when he's finished with Gladiator.
But then there's a flash of light. Oh, we all know who Perun is. Come on.
Come on. We know who that is.
What is this light?
Icarus?
More teleportation. And if it's Quasar, I don't think he's alone.
Oh,
the hyperspatial.
I was going to say, we got the Colossus cosplayer back. Yes.
Yeah. The hyperspatial distress signal was true. This vessel has been boarded by aliens.
Aliens from Earth by their look.
Starbolt, do you remember any Earth language?
A little, Nightside. We are the Imperial Guard. You are Earth persons. What are you doing aboard an Imperial vessel? Where's Gladiator? And Captain Marvel thinks, there are almost as many of them as there are of us. This could get ugly. We commandeered this ship in pursuit of a power that may put the entire cosmos in jeopardy. You risk an interplanetary incident. According to Shi'ar military code, any party who boards an Imperial starship and harms or threatens to harm an Imperial officer, soldier, or citizen shall be considered an enemy of the Empire. That was a mouthful.
If you wish to call Perun Lord of Storms, enemy, man of fire, that is fine by me.
Voyager, I sense Gladiator has been shunted into quantum space. I can track him.
To my side, Moon Dancer. I'll open the way.
And even as the two Shi'ar disappear in a wrinkle in space, not time, the mute inhuman Black Bolt soundlessly communicates with his canine companion Lockjaw, and they vanish in kind.
Matt, I think you read him.
Yeah, that's right. Surrender the ship to us at once, and we will ask the magistrates to show you mercy. Refuse and be prosecuted to the full extent of Imperial law.
You want that one, Bill?
Oh, I thought that was Conan, but all right. We are Earth's mightiest. We do not fear the likes of you.
Perun, fight soon?
You are Binary of the Starjammers. Why are you with these Earth persons instead of the Majestric's friends? Do not continue to touch ship controls.
On hand be Starbolt, or so help me.
But meanwhile, in the Quantum Zone...
What episode?
I don't know, the one with the big meat. It's like a Friends episode. The one with the big beefy arms.
Beach ball biceps.
But then we see, I guess, Gladiator's holding on to Quasar's big beefy arm. Hope to ditch him here, but...
Do you think I don't know how you once stranded my teammate Neutron through your teleportation tricks? Back in Quasar number 33, Rockabye. I remember that one. Okay. You will not do so with me.
Only hope is to keep jumping in and out of the zone. Try to dislodge his grip.
Stop this. Return us to the ship, or I will crush your arm.
Yeah, really? You see how big it is? I can feel that through my aura. He means it. But then...
Good tracking, Mila. We found them. Cease your futile flight, Quasar.
Oh, swell. I'm outnumbered. Glad he's got a grip on me that won't quit. Well, and Voyager can follow me wherever I jump. I think I'm in deep doo. But then, however... Hey, the cavalry's arrived. Maybe Black Bolt and Lockjaw can handle Voyager and Moon Dancer. But I'm still stuck with the Glad Handler. Projected spikes from my band, stronger than steel, and it still didn't dislodge him.
Oh, what sort of creature is this?
I don't know, Devad. Avoid his jaws and claws. Oh, my lord. Okay. Does Lockjaw look like a giant pig there, almost?
Kind of ish, yeah.
He kind of looks like Zool from Ghostbusters in a way.
There is no Dan. While Lockjaw occupies the space teleporter and his navigator, Black Bolt swoops behind and around Gladiator, whispers the merest syllable in his ear, and the strongest of the Shi'ar goes reeling from the catastrophic disturbance of electrons near his eardrum, freeing Quasar. Wow. Back in real space.
Fire-headed one, you will release the fair maiden at once, or I shall be forced to douse your flame. Run.
You needn't... Oh, sorry, that was you, yeah.
That's all right.
Relax, Starboat. I'll handle the unkempt barbarian.
Ho! Attack me from behind? You will think twice before attempting so presumptuous an act again.
Brawling in an environmentally sealed spaceship with powers as extreme as ours is not a very bright idea. Let me see if I can dissuade our opponents by blinding them all with Dark Force.
She puts like Dark Force bubbles over all their heads. Well done, my sister. Now we can subdue them with ease.
I'm a Mikhail. We still do not know what capacities these aliens have. How much Quasar we get back? I feel like we're flipping matches in the tinderbox here. What? This one shrinks to me as if she could see. My Dark Force sphere changing shape, but I'm not causing it to. Oof.
The moment Nightside renders Darkstar insentient, her Dark Force globes dissipate and pandemonium reigns. At approximately the same time, countless light years away, an ebony ship circles a Neptune-sized planet.
Hailing the great stranger, I am Skeletron, last surviving member of the ancient Turgentine Technemium. I am captain of the Dark Seed, and my crew of 50 and myself are humble seekers of knowledge and traders of trinkets.
They have to profit. Kona, they have to profit.
First rule of acquisition says, first of things as trinkets to seem less evil. We have aboard a curiosity of exceeding perplexity. We have heard of your unrivaled analytical and scientific abilities. We would like to have you appraise the object for us. Do we have your permission to land?
You want me to take that or you want it, Phil?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Permission granted, Skeletron. I will beam you landing coordinates.
Helmsman, process incoming coordinates.
Skeletron, I had heard rumors concerning the stranger. Are you certain he can be trusted?
If we invoke his insatiable scientific curiosity, I believe he can.
Stranger?
Oh, I missed one. Sorry. Hang on.
Sorry.
Wait,
26?
What? 26. We're just on page 23. Oh, wow. There's like
a 2-page ad.
In the digital version, there's like...
Oh,
goes
it's
from
Joe.
page
Yeah.
23 to 28.
Oh, there's like a 2-page ad on 23 and 24, or 24 and 25, yeah.
Huh.
Yep, I don't see those there. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yep, it's not there.
Oh.
Yeah, the next page that we have is in the quantum zone.
Oh, really? You don't have...
Yeah, it's in the quantum zone.
Oh, you don't have the...
I'm
you don't have...
going to
you don't have
complain
the,
to the manager.
You don't have that one?
All
All right. Well, I can... Here out.
If you give me a half hour, I can find the paper version.
No, it's all right. But they just come in and Stranger's like, which of you is Skeletron? And he's like, I am great scientist. I love how he's like, which one of you is Skeletron? Maybe the robot with the giant skull head.
That's a good giveaway.
And he said, Stranger, where is this curiosity you seek to entice me with? And Skeletron, still aboard our vessel, sir. We wanted to be sure you were ready for it. How can I be prepared for it if you have yet to tell me what it is? So, one of the guys brings Kayla down in a tube. Finally enclosed. It is an Earther with a skin mark containing vast interdimensional power, the likes of which I doubt even you have seen. Here comes my colleague Fabricant with the specimen now. And Stranger just looks at the tube. So, an Earth girl with a skin tag. I bet you've never seen that before. An Earth girl with a tramp stamp. I bet you've never seen that before. All right, so yes, the quantum zone.
Look at those thighs.
Whoa, Kona, slow down. Quasar's grappling with Gladiator. I thought for sure the number Black Bolt did on Gladiator would have taken him out of play, but the Super Shi'ar sloughed it off and is back to make my life. Gotta keep his mitts off of me or I'm, Then he's like, oh, Lockjaw. Cool. Fido did what I couldn't. He got Gladiator out of the way because he teleports Gladiator away. And then we see Black Bolt punching, what is that, Voyager? Black Bolt's nailed Voyager, and I've got his dance partner surrounded. All that's left to do is to grab Black Bolt and quantum jump back to the Shi'ar ship. Voyager and Moon Dancer will sit tight till they figure out how to get Mooney out of there. Right now, I want to know what's happening aboard the ship we commandeered. I've been gone a lot longer than I'd hoped. And it just says, ahead.
Look, Smasher, your team showed us how tough you are. So did mine. We've got casualties on both sides. Can we call it quits now?
Manta, what has happened to your lake, dear friend? Lonia, speak, dear sister. Thank you.
Your ship is not going to take much more battering. So why not be reasonable and let us borrow it for our mission?
So who's the Wonder Man cosplayer?
The Wonder Man cosplayer? I'll do the Wonder Man cosplayer. Why don't you be reasonable and just leave? Can we work out a compromise maybe? You people take back control of the ship, but you drop us off where we need to go? With Gladiator away, I'm in charge. That may be acceptable.
And then Quasar and Black Bolt jump back in. Man, look at Quasar in that panel. Jeez.
A shrunken head, but a big everything else.
I know, his chest. Look at that chest and waist. Holy crap. We're back. What's going on?
Hell is going on with his face here. We may have worked out a compromise. We don't get to commandeer the ship, but they'll deliver us to where we want to go.
And looking all Sylvester Stallone, he goes, great. And then his face looks completely different the next panel. Nice work. Guess I'll go fetch some folks I left stranded. Full speed ahead. I'll catch up as he quantum jumps back out. And even as Quasar flashes away, Lockjaw shimmers in without Gladiator. Black Bolt pats the dog to reward his work, then befuddles the creature by indicating that Gladiator should now be fetched. A short time later, the Shi'ar battlecruiser nears the transgalactic Stargate near Earth's sun. Its astrogation crew, restored to the bridge of their own vessel, expertly determines the portal's precise angle of aperture, hits the hyperdrive engines, and enters the interstellar expressway. They are oblivious of the trap the Starblasters left until it snaps, closed around them. And this says, continued in Quasar 55 in a stranger world.
We have Namor 47 next on the old checklist.
I was going to say, yeah. Again, I mean, the main series in Quasar, they're not even going to mention Namor in Fantastic Four. It's,
and Namor 47 says it is part 7 on the cover, and then Quasar says it's part 6, but then Fantastic Four 385 also says it's part 7 on the cover.
let's just go with our list. Oh,
yeah.
Getting dizzy here.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, good Lord. So what happened this issue? A bunch of people fought over a spaceship.
Yes.
Chaos and weird drawings that were more distracting than
Strange Anatomy.
thrilling. Yeah, I feel like even the fight scenes weren't that compelling. I don't know. It was weird.
Well,
A lot of quantum jumping back and forth and gripping.
I was going to say, yeah, I mean, we really didn't even see the fight on the ship because, well, we were following the teleportation and...
Well, I think he did a good job of storytelling panel-to-panel stuff, but the panels themselves were a little confusing because of the style he had adopted, so...
Well, I wonder, too, if, people pan this story, but I wonder if, Grunwald had trouble because, I mean, look at the art in this thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
You maybe get disheartened when you see some of the art and you're just like, ew.
Well, yeah, and some of even the script seems a little off. It doesn't seem, I don't know, it doesn't seem Grunwald-y to me.
I wonder if for some reason if they were like trying to plan to include Namor in Fantastic Four and then it didn't happen, so they kind of had to like rewrite some of this stuff maybe.
I don't know. It's weird. I'd be curious to know more about the behind the scenes stuff of this crossover and why it failed to come together like it probably should have.
And again,
I mean, even you look at crossovers before this. There have been 20-part crossovers that they weren't that good, but there was a designated reading order, and it was playing on every issue. And
we had continuity. Yeah, I know. I mean, it was nuts. No, because I was like, this crossover, they wanted to make a big splash, no pun intended. Why wouldn't you have Namor in the Fantastic Four in there with Quasar?
Yeah, exactly. Instead, we get the Starjammer, and we get the Imperial Guard, and we get some other characters that may form a team.
Which is fine, but why don't you have the Fantastic Four, too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
I mean, we had Nova show up, but it could have used...
Yeah, but even he doesn't go into space with that.
Yeah. It needed some more, I guess, A-list adjacent, kind of, maybe one or two of, more Avengers Association or Defender, some of the big people with their own books, just so that, we could bring all these other characters along and get you to know them so that then, you'd be okay when the big guys left because you'd still have these characters. But, it's just a big conglomeration of a lot of, characters that really haven't had their own books, so they're, I don't want to insult the characters. I like a lot of the characters, but they're not a huge draw. And I guess pinning the hopes of the series on bringing a bunch of characters that have never had their really own series doesn't seem like that great a plan,
Well, yeah, that was one of the big things about issue 1. We got just a lot of excuses why the Avengers weren't showing up and Silver Surfer's not showing up.
And Adam Warlock and Thor.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy with the Adam Warlock not being here.
Exactly. So what do you think, Matty Kona?
I think the same. I feel exactly how Will feels. It just seems like if they're going to cross over to the Fantastic Four and Namor and have very little to do with this outside of just random characters appearing throughout it, it just seems like almost a wasted crossover because it's not going to pull people who read Namor or Fantastic Four regularly to check out Starblast or Quasar. And it's just going to be like almost, the 1990s equivalent of just a random pop-up ad that you don't really understand. So you just kind of flick it away. And I don't know, man. Like the weird, too many cooks in the kitchen in terms of editors and the artwork just being too much like they were trying to cash in on some image styles, clearly, in some of these. It just seems like they were getting it kind of wrong. And this is, the first, besides the Namor having barely that much to do with this tie-in, I feel like this one is almost where you're like, all right, we're a bunch of issues into this now. Things aren't becoming more clear. They're becoming more blurred and confusing. Yeah. And then, to throw in the whole, what is the reading order thing? So that doesn't help.
I mean, it's almost like two crossovers going, because I mean, Quasar and Starblast could almost be its own. It's basically its own story. You don't have to buy Fantastic Four and Namor to get that story, and then Fantastic Four and Namor, that's kind of its own separate story, because it's just like, oh yeah, aliens drop stuff in the ocean, and it's going to destroy the Earth. So
yeah,
I mean, the whole challenge around the crossover is you don't want to force somebody to buy it. Of course, if you're numbering it, you're making it part of the order, so you're kind of forcing them to buy it because it's supposedly read these in this order. But if you don't want to do that, like say the Infinity War stuff, hey, it's an Infinity War crossover. Sure, we know it's happening. You can go see how. Here you go, Ray. You can go see how Moon Knight deals with it. Okay.
What the F?
or not. But with this, it's supposedly part of the reading order, and you have to read it to get the full story, and yet it's not. So it seems like it's kind of, they tried to have it both ways, and they just got it completely wrong.
And I mean, even if they wanted to go for the money grab, it's like, at least have it clearly numbered. I mean, the numbered reading order kind of falls apart. So it's like, didn't seem like they cared to number it. Why should we care?
Yeah, I mean, I would think that if you did Starblast and Quasar, have those numbered, and then have the others be a Starblast crossover that you can choose to read or not to read. Yeah, just a tie-in, a Starblast tie-in. Then it would have probably, I think, made a little more sense. But yeah.
And then that one issue of Secret Defenders, where did that come from?
Yeah. Nova.
Just random. We're gonna stop a robot.
Fast, a really fast robot.
And it wasn't even like a full story. There was a backup story in this, regular size issue. It's just like, okay, they tried.
And there was 2 double page spreads and
some
splash pages. It was just felt like a really light issue too. I mean, we're sorry, we're going back to that one.
Again, it was just, Nova was like, I need help. Dr. Stranger's like, here, take North Star.
Yeah.
And at the end, I'll have you guys chase that thing to a certain point. I'll just have the Hulk punch it. There, you don't have to pick up Secret Defenders 11. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
But yeah, it's just such a mess between some of the, the continuity, it's the art,
and yeah, that's something else. I mean, if you're going to have something that needs to be kind of read together, and we'll talk about the quality of the art, because Herb Trimpe's a really good artist, and the other artists are good artists. They really are. This is not where they shined, but there's such disparate styles. I mean, it's jarring going from Namor, to the Secret Defenders, to Quasar, to this,
and then wasn't it Paul Ryan on Fantastic Four at this point?
Yeah. Who was a really good Quasar artist, right?
Yeah.
But he's got a certain look that doesn't look like any of the other books.
Yeah, all the styles, all the art styles are so different. Yeah,
it seems the art clashes with each other from issue to issue. Yeah,
and I mean, I know Quasar. I hate to admit it, Quasar wasn't it was the '90s. He wasn't a Spider-Man or a Wolverine, but it's like you couldn't get like a Jim Lee or somebody on the
Yeah.
Well, Image had happened, so
yeah. But I mean, who's the big name? Mark Bagley on this thing. Oh my god.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. Is Thunderbolts going on at this point? That was later, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, it was like 97 or something. Yeah, no. He's on Spider-Man at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. Or, hey, if you're... Well, let's see. I don't think Capullo had left yet. He was probably on X-Force at this point.
Oh, yeah, Capullo.
Back to do the Starblast book,
And again, hype that. Be like, oh, Capullo comes back to Quasar to do Starblast. Yeah. It's like, come on. Mm-hmm. It must be important. They brought Capullo back.
Yeah.
I mean, remember that art he did for, what was it, 38 for that Infinity War crossover? That just the big everyone's fighting. Yeah, I mean, it would have been perfect.
But yeah, I just, hey, I guess we're just armchair quarterbacking the editorial decisions on this, but
decades later,
I think they need some armchair quarterbacking. Unfortunately,
but again, this was like Marvel was like shrinking down the line. They're going into bankruptcy. Yeah.
This was the mid-90s, yep.
All right, so should we hear what Ray has to say?
Of course.
I'm waiting. That's right. I got to pull up his logo. Yeah, because I'm just waiting for Ray to be like, I loved it. Come on, Ray, you couldn't have loved this, could you? Let's see. Oh, there's his logo. All right. So yes, for those of you, I hope this isn't your first episode of the Quantum Zone, but if it is, yes, every week we have feedback from our Australian friend Ray, who podcaster in his own right, who hosts Last Sons of Krypton, a Superman podcast, To Know Her is to Fear Her, the Spider-Woman podcast. You can hear him here the last Tuesday of every month, talking with me and Matt, all things Scarlet Spider. And, of course, the big one, the one he's most well-known for all around the world, Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast. All right, so there's his logo. All right, look up his nostrils and sit back and listen. Take it away, Ray.
Hello, Quantum Zoners. This is Ray, dropping in some thoughts for Starblast number 2, this utterly magnificent event. Yeah, so issue 2, first thing I'm just going to say, I don't know, did any of you notice as well, I know it's an industry legend, Herb Trimp, on pencils, but to be frankly honest, it looked like nearly everyone was a blow-up doll. I mean that in the sense that all their mouths were agog. I'm not sure if you noticed that. It was only towards the end that they actually started closing their mouths.
A couple of balls down the gob.
Everyone in the first few pages, or the first half of the book at least, had some sort of shocked expression. There's even this one close-up of, I think, Gladiator. And he's saying something, I don't know, that's seemingly innocuous, but there was a word balloon. The word balloon was all kind of spiked, and there was a massive close-up of his face. But he was just saying something like, oh, you know, I can't even remember what he was saying, but I'm sure you guys have covered it with your read-through. So it seemed like there were some unnecessarily dynamic visuals and ways that things were kind of shown.
Quasar talking sense. With his eyes closed.
Writing-wise, Mark Grunwald, I think it's kind of consistent with what he's been, I guess, he had been trying to do with Starblast. So there's still, still the characters. Oh gosh, the largely forgettable characters. Skeletron. All I can remember is Fabricant. And there's the other dude with, it seems like he's got 4 arms. He had to take over from the other guy that looked like he had a lot of spiky teeth because he was getting a bit riled up.
The Patriots new quarterback.
Anyway, aside from that, it's good to see Quasar again. He was missing in the last couple of issues of Starblast that has been covered. His interaction with Gladiator I thought was pretty cool, and him trying to do the neutron dance, i.e. zapping him into the quantum zone, but him finding it a little bit more difficult with Gladiator. The fight that inevitably ensues when Quasar and his friends had overtaken that Shi'ar ship, and the Imperial Guard. Cool to see Smasher come back in, and hilarity ensues. So no, that was fun as well. So the action I didn't quite mind. I thought it was quite good. I like to see the array of characters, but again, yeah, the Starblasters are just largely forgettable. They've done something at the end, haven't they? And the starship, the Shi'ar starship, with everyone board, has fallen into some sort of trap. I couldn't really follow that. I didn't even know what sort of trap they set.
It's a trap.
But it all seems to be rollicking along. So this is pretty much the same kind of average, state of affairs in this event so far. I'm still kind of enjoying the Submariner issue before, but this one was a slightly, I don't know, maybe I'm getting used to its level or standard, but this was, not terrible. The art wasn't my favourite, but it was just fun to see these interactions. I mean, the plot, it's almost as if I don't really care about the plot and what's happening. I do like just seeing these interactions and team-ups and conflicts between the two. It's a big excuse for them to have a bit of a fight and then have an ultimate team up. Not entirely scathing here, but but it was I'm glad I read it. As for whether I'd get it on the shelf, maybe I'll leave that. Maybe there are a few other titles I'd want to get.
NFL
anyway,
Super Pro.
Again, interesting to hear what you guys have to say. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, Hyperion we saw, but he was largely unconscious in this whole thing. I liked the one final thing. I liked the Black Bolt. The use there, Mark Grunwald, of him just whispering in Gladiator's ear and that knocking him out. That's such a cool idea. I never thought of him to use that kind of his power in that way before. So hats off there. That was pretty cool. Anyway, interesting again to hear again my predictions for voicings. Matty Cohen has got to do the Gladiator for sure. And who else am I? Skeleton. I don't know. I'm going to say Will for Skeletron. I don't know. He's only got a few lines there. And of course, Phil, Quasar, Wendell, and perhaps I can do Black Bolt. It's pretty easy. Anyway, catch you later.
All right. Thank you, Blow Up Doll Expert Ray. Good lord. But yes, we noticed the art. Yeah, what was something wrong with the art? Yeah, we noticed it.
Yeah.
Like I said.
Oh, by the way, Ray, awesome job on voicing Black Bolt this entire episode.
Yes.
I have to just say that I am just in awe.
Bubble boo boo.
Right in his ear.
Bubble boo boo. Because I know Lilith likes it long.
I can't play that without her saying, I hate you guys.
Because I know Lilith likes it long.
So yeah. See, even Ray, who's so nice, can't defend this issue.
Well, it did give us extra Quasar in a month, so
true.
Yeah.
Too bad it wasn't good Quasar. Again, Grunwald's trying, but he got an uphill battle with that art and everything.
I think so. I mean, it's at some point, and I don't know if that was this issue, if it was the first issue, or if it's still if it's an issue that's coming up. At some point, I think maybe editorial said, this isn't working, and they just gave up.
Yeah.
And that's why the whole checklist goes out the window, and they just don't care at that point. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, so our list next week will be Namor 47, like we said, followed by the Quasar 55 mentioned at the end of this issue, and then Fantastic. Oh, we're finally get the Fantastic Four 385.
Yes. Paul Ryan.
Who could portray Ben Grimm? I don't know. Who do I want to portray Ben Grimm?
I'll be your ever-loving Ben Grimm.
get your Yancey Street dialect going. Come on.
That's right.
And then after the Fantastic Four will be Starblast number 3. So, yeah. Oh.
See how bulged those muscles are to that point.
Whoa. So yeah, that seems to be the order because it goes Namor, Quasar, Fantastic Four, then a Starblast, Namor, Quasar, Fantastic Four, and then Starblast 4. Yeah, so.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, two cycles coming up. Yeah, Namor, Quasar, Fantastic Four, Starblast. Namor, Quasar, Fantastic Four, Starblast.
And then we'll only have Quasar 57, 58, 59, and 60.
Well, I did drag out 60 a little bit just so it was episode 150. So between 59 and 60, I have 2 issues of Marvel 2-in-1. So.
Oh, sweet. Very cool.
So, yeah.
And 59 is a fill-in issue it's the only issue not written by Grunwald. Written by Ron Mars with previous Quasar artist Andy Smith. So.
Yep. We'll have to talk some Green Lantern then when Ron Mars issue. But yeah, I'm trying to remember. I was working on the schedule. Quasar. Issue 60 will be in January. So let me pull up the new schedule. I'll give you. So where's Quasar number 60? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Quasar 60 will hit the podcast the last week of January. So yeah, we'll probably record it like mid-January. So
yeah, cool.
So yeah, something to look forward to in the new year, kids. Well, besides the new year in general. Besides getting out of 2020. Yeah, give you something else.
Besides surviving 2020, yeah. So what have you got set up after? I mean, just out of curiosity.
Well, we're going to go back and cover some of those. Here, let's close that out. I'll open it back up. Just some of those order titles we didn't get to, like, some of the Dazzler issues. God, I got everything on a master list now. Yeah, well, first, right after Quasar 60, we're going to do that Defenders arc, 62 through 64.
Defender for a day.
Yes! Then after that, we've got some Dazzlers, 9, 10, and 13. Then followed by another Marvel 2-in-1. Marvel 2-in-1 81. Dazzler 21. Yeah. Then we get to some Avengers and Avengers West Coast annuals. Oh, I will announce it here. I don't think I've announced it on any show yet because I know Matty Conan will be interested. Breaking news. There will be some crossover between Comic Capers and Spider-Cast. April 2021. There will be, at least 3 or 4 episodes of Eternity Century.
Oh.
Gonna do the Spider-Woman, then he's in a Marvel team-up. Then what else? I think I do the Cap issue where Scourge blows him away, and then there's like I forget if I do, there might be 2 issues in one. I forget if it's the Cap one, and then he shows up with a bunch of dead guys, I think in a Punisher issue, and then he shows up in a Superior Spider-Man, so.
I think you meant to say the majestic Eternity Century, right?
Of course. So yes, Matty Kona, it's your month, man. April 2021.
Oh, you're not April fooling me, are you? Because don't get my hopes up and dash them like that.
Turner. Oh, I should have did it in January.
Did he write? He wrote a bicycle too, right? Is that something?
I think wasn't it like a flying bicycle or something? It
Yeah.
flew, but I do not think it was built for 2. Lord. All right, are we done here?
Yeah.
I think so.
I swear, this is not the first episode where it's like, okay, we're done. The conversation has degenerated into the Eternity Century talk. We're done.
Yeah. That's how you know.
Yeah. Eternity Century.
Eternity podcast off when that happens.
All right, everyone. So, send your thoughts. Again, next week, we're back to Namor 47, followed by Quasar 55, Fantastic Four, and then back to Starblast. Email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow the Quantum Zone on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Follow all of our social media, including our new rebranded Batman show, We Are the Night, the Batman podcast. Links to all of those, links to the YouTube channel where you can see all of our smiling, well, not with this issue, but all of our faces, links to the Patreon for all things Star Trek, links to merch, so just everything all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And remember to support our sponsors, Tweaked Audio, Hunt a Killer. Get yourself a subscription to Hunt a Killer. This, I think, October is Blair Witch. And go pick up Pod Life the book, now in digital and paperback, Volume 1. And when you go to on Amazon, they buy that and so much more. Because remember, Prime Day is 2 days next week? Use the link for Southgate Media Group right down there in the show notes. Help us support this show, the network, and Rob, Master Doom Southgate.
Make it rain, so says Master Doom. Why did your eye drift over to my box?
Macona.
You can listen to my wife and I reviewing horror movies every day in October. If you just look up Yael and Matt recap stuff on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And my personal thing is at Matt Kona, MATTKONA. Suck it, Lilith. Sucking them.
See you later, bunkies.
Oh my god, what's Yael's limit of hanging upside down? Could she like review a whole movie hanging upside down?
I don't know. I don't think that she could. Maybe we could just turn the camera upside down and have her put some hairspray in.
Oh my lord, that would be so funny. It'd just be like, yeah, Kona's ass is just like clinging to the couch. How's he hanging upside down like that? But yeah, but you'd get clicks if she could hang upside down for a whole movie. You would just get clicks just for people to be like, man, is she gonna stay the whole time? All right, Will Allred, Master of the Quantum Zone. Where can people find you and your work?
You can find me at Wallred. That's at WALLRED on Gmail and Twitter and Facebook and all those places. You can also find my self-published work, Diary of Night, at diaryofnight.com. And upcoming is Crossover Division, which will be launching in Kickstarter next month. And then you can always find lots, and that's crossoverdivsion.com, which is still actually under construction. I need to get to work on that. But you can also find lots of cool stuff about Quasar at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
5 inches, man.
Hey, boys, look at the party. I love the party.
Love it. All right. All right, everyone. Thank you for going on this week's journey with us. We need all the help we can get.
Journey to misery.
Oh no! Oh. We don't have to brand that. Take a journey into misery. The next chapter of Starblast. Again, when Ray can't defend it, you know it's pretty bad. But what were those animals in the background, Kona? Was that some of those drop bears he was talking about?
Wait, what?
I heard no. On Ray's feedback, I heard some kind of animal noise in the background.
Drop bears.
But again, thank you, blow up doll expert Ray, for sending in that feedback. Those look like they are cheap blow up dolls. Anyway, yes, join us next time. Namor Submariner 47. But until then, Quantum Zoners, keep it sausage arms.